What's up, Bayhive? Welcome back to the Bayonce Beat, your ultimate source for all things trending and breaking. The news cycle is absolutely flying this week, and we've got some massive updates you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Get ready, because we're diving headfirst into the stories that have everyone talking, from major career shifts to the inside scoop on what's really going on behind the scenes. You think you know what's happening? Think again. We're breaking it all down, fast, fresh, and with all the details you crave. Stick around, because you're about to get the unmissable updates you've been waiting for. First up, a hometown hero is making moves on the national stage. Next, we're diving deep into the dynamic of a new addition to a legendary cast, exploring the potential impact and the unique path they're carving out. Is this a game changer? We've got the analysis you need. Then, we're hearing directly from someone who's been in the thick of it, sharing their candid thoughts on a high-pressure environment and what the future holds for them. And if that wasn't enough, we're getting the official word on who's joining the ranks of a prestigious ensemble, with a closer look at the talent stepping into the spotlight. What does this mean for the upcoming season and for the careers of these rising stars? We're breaking it all down. So much incredible news, so many stories to unpack. You do not want to miss a single second of this. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Let's go. Hometown hero hits the big time. Get ready, because a familiar face is stepping into the legendary halls of Saturday Night Live. St. Paul's very own Tommy Brennan has officially landed a featured player gig for the show's highly anticipated 51st season. This is a massive moment for Brennan, who has been steadily building his comedic career from the ground up. Starting his journey in Chicago, Brennan has been gracing stages across the country, even opening for major comedians like Nikki Glaser and Taylor Tomlinson. His talent was recognized on a global scale when the prestigious Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal selected him as a new face of comedy in 2023. And if that wasn't enough to prove his rising star power, he recently made his debut on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, showcasing his unique comedic voice to an even wider audience. Friends and colleagues are not surprised by this monumental achievement. Bob Galligan, a fellow St. Paul native who has known Brennan since childhood, expressed his unwavering belief in Brennan's talent. He shared a heartwarming anecdote about seeing a young Brennan perform The Little Prince at their alma mater, Cretin-Durham Hall, noting that even then there was an undeniable spark. Galligan described Brennan as someone who is both artistic and exceptionally comfortable in front of an audience, a trait that undoubtedly paved the way for his success in comedy. He also touched on Brennan's ability to find humor in relatable, often deeply personal experiences, like growing up in a large Irish Catholic family, even managing to make Catholic guilt a source of laughter. Brennan's path to SNL wasn't just about stand-up. He also balanced a burgeoning comedy career with professional experience, graduating with an accounting degree from the University of Notre Dame and working for companies like LinkedIn and Cameo. This blend of business acumen and artistic passion showcases a driven individual ready for the next big challenge. He joins a slate of new featured players including Veronica Slowikowska, Kam Patterson, and Jeremy Culhane, as well as Ben Marshall from the popular digital shorts troupe, Please Don't Destroy. This influx of new talent comes as several familiar faces, including Heidi Gardner, Michael Longfellow, Devon Walker, and Emma Wackham, are departing the show. The 51st season of Saturday Night Live is set to premiere on October 4th, and with Brennan now officially part of the cast, the anticipation is higher than ever. This move has sent waves of excitement through the comedy community, and certainly back home in St. Paul, with many eager to see how Brennan's unique perspective and comedic style will translate to the iconic SNL stage. His journey is a testament to dedication and talent, proving that hard work and a clear vision can indeed lead to the biggest stages in entertainment. And that's just the beginning of our packed show. You won't believe the analysis we have on the next story. Get ready, because we're about to dissect the buzz around another new SNL cast member. The unfiltered comedian, will he stay or will he go? The addition of Kam Patterson to the Saturday Night Live cast for its 51st season has sparked considerable discussion, particularly regarding his unfiltered comedic style and its potential reception on network television. Patterson, a regular on the popular podcast Kill Tony, is known for material that pushes boundaries, often touching on controversial topics and delivered with a distinctive, no-holds-barred approach. His comedy has been described as bro-y, but not necessarily malicious, featuring sharp delivery and a commanding stage presence. However, the very qualities that make him a draw in the alt-comedy scene raise questions about his longevity on a show like SNL, which operates under the scrutiny of network broadcasting standards. This situation draws parallels to the firing of Shane Gillies in 2019, who was let go after past offensive remarks resurfaced. While some might see Patterson's hiring as a potential repeat, the current media landscape and SNL's own history suggest a different outcome. The article posits that Lorne Michaels might be intentionally testing the waters to see if SNL can capture an alt-right audience, a move potentially influenced by Gillies' subsequent popularity. Unlike previous cast members with more conservative leanings whose views were less divisive within the show's context, Patterson is expected to be a polarizing figure. Michaels himself has reportedly expressed regret over letting Gillies go, indicating a potential shift in how the show handles controversial talent. Patterson's own admission that he can't act and his tendency to deliver material that could potentially draw FCC fines suggest a deliberate gamble. The piece speculates that Michaels is aiming to tap into the alt-right comedy space, a move that raises eyebrows not just for the creative implications, but also for NBC's apparent willingness to sign off on it. The analysis suggests that Patterson's career trajectory on SNL is likely to follow one of two paths. Either he will be forced to moderate his style, potentially alienating his existing fanbase, or he will continue with his unfiltered approach, risking being fired. Either outcome, the article argues, could serve Patterson's interests. Getting fired could grant him a martyr status that fuels his career, similar to Gillies. Alternatively, if he successfully navigates the SNL platform, it could significantly elevate his profile. The article emphasizes that while Patterson is a genuine comedian with talent, his complete lack of filters might be his undoing in the world of network television. The author suggests that Michaels' decision to hire Patterson is less surprising than NBC's approval, given the potential for controversy. The piece concludes that Patterson is likely to be a divisive presence, potentially boosting viewership in the short term, but perhaps not with the audience the rest of the cast might prefer. The fundamental incompatibility between the MAGA audience and mainstream sensibilities is highlighted as a significant hurdle, one that even an experienced figure like Michaels may not be able to bridge. The potential for Patterson to either conform or combust is the central tension explored, with the author leaning towards the latter as the more probable outcome for his SNL tenure. Stay with us because we're not done dissecting the SNL shakeups. The next story is a candid look from the inside. Prepare yourself for a candid conversation about the realities of working on a legendary sketch show. Leaving SNL, Reflections on Toxic Environments and Finding Authenticity. Devon Walker, who recently departed Saturday Night Live after a 3-year stint, has opened up about his experience on the iconic sketch show, offering a candid perspective that blends gratitude with a critique of the environment. Walker, known for his portrayal of Eric Adams on the show, described his time at SNL as a mixed bag, stating, "Sometimes it was really cool. Sometimes it was toxic as hell." He elaborated that despite the dysfunction, he and his fellow cast members managed to form a fucked-up lil family, highlighting the resilience and camaraderie developed amidst challenging circumstances. Speaking in Madison Square Park, Walker expressed profound gratitude for the opportunity, acknowledging both the positive and negative aspects of his tenure. He views his time on SNL as a valuable learning experience that provided insight into the inner workings of a high-profile television production. Currently, Walker is exploring new creative avenues, including potential distribution offers for his podcast, My Favorite Lyrics, and discussions with producers and streamers about future film and TV projects. His primary goal is to tell stories that feel authentic and true to himself, moving beyond the sketch comedy format that, while a significant experience, wasn't his ultimate creative calling. Walker addressed the emotional responses from fans saddened by his departure, seeing it as a sign that his work resonated. However, he also conveyed a sense of moving forward, emphasizing that SNL was a temporary job and that his leaving doesn't signify an end to his career, but rather a new beginning. He expressed satisfaction with his time on the show, viewing his inclusion and tenure as a success that surpassed his initial expectations, especially considering his background in stand-up comedy. He likened the process of getting onto SNL to a high school golfer seeking a college scholarship, only to be asked to play baseball instead, a metaphor for adapting to an unexpected but rewarding opportunity at a prestigious institution. When discussing the show's environment, Walker alluded to elements that could be perceived as toxic, noting that the show's structure hasn't significantly evolved over the years. He hinted at behind-the-scenes issues that he might address more thoroughly in the future, suggesting that a sprinkle of humanity could greatly benefit the show. He pointed to instances where individuals were left in limbo regarding their contract renewals over the summer, causing significant life planning disruptions, and expressed a hope for greater transparency and clarity regarding employment status. Walker advised aspiring comedians and writers to trust their instincts and create work that feels true to their artistic voice, even if it doesn't perfectly align with the show's established format. He cited examples like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, whose immense talent wasn't fully showcased during her time at SNL, as proof that a less prominent role on the show doesn't diminish an artist's capabilities. He also mentioned specific memorable moments from his time on SNL, including a Weekend Update segment as Draymond Green and a sketch as British rappers, and expressed openness to exploring dramatic roles, with Netflix having already reached out for discussions. Walker is also planning a film project and a potential spring tour. We're uncovering all the angles on the SNL cast changes. Next up, the official announcement and who's joining the team. Get the full rundown on the new faces stepping into the spotlight. Fresh faces arrive. SNL welcomes 5 new featured players for season 51. Saturday Night Live is gearing up for its 51st season with a significant cast refresh, announcing the addition of 5 new featured players. This influx of talent comes at a time of transition for the show, with several cast members and writers departing ahead of the new season's premiere on October 4th. The newly confirmed additions are Tommy Brennan, Jeremy Culhane, Ben Marshall, Kam Patterson, and Weronika Slowikowska, bringing a mix of stand-up, digital content creation, and sketch comedy experience to the iconic studio 8H. Among the new hires is Ben Marshall, who is transitioning from his role as a writer and performer with the popular digital shorts troupe, Please Don't Destroy. Marshall, alongside his collaborators John Higgins and Martin Herlihy, gained significant recognition for their unique brand of comedy, including viral hits like 3 Sad Virgins with Taylor Swift and collaborations with stars like Dakota Johnson. While Marshall is moving into a featured player role, Higgins is reportedly leaving SNL to pursue acting opportunities, and Herlihy will remain with the show as a writer. The Please Don't Destroy trio also recently starred in their own movie, Please Don't Destroy, The Treasure of Foggy Mountain. Tommy Brennan, a Minnesota native, has been making waves in the New York City comedy scene, regularly performing at the Comedy Cellar. His impressive resume includes opening for comedians like Nikki Glaser and Taylor Tomlinson, and he was recognized as a new face at the 2023 Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. Brennan also made his stand-up debut on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and co-created the web series and podcast Roommates-in-Law. His announcement of joining SNL on Instagram expressed his excitement, stating, "This doesn't feel real, but we'll see you guys on Saturdays." Jeremy Culhane, hailing from California, is known for his viral TikTok videos and his work with the improv and sketch comedy group Upright Citizens Brigade, UCB, in Los Angeles. He also performs on Dropout TV and co-hosts a podcast titled Artists on Artists on Artists on Artists. Culhane's television credits include appearances in The Sex Lives of College Girls and American Vandal. Kam Patterson, a stand-up comedian from Orlando, Florida, is a familiar face to fans of the Kill Tony podcast, where he is recognized for his crowd work. He has also been cast in the upcoming Netflix comedy, 72 Hours. Patterson's association with Kill Tony, which is recorded at the comedy mothership owned by Joe Rogan, and his public defense of host Tony Hinchcliffe have placed him in a discussion about comedic boundaries and their reception in mainstream entertainment. Patterson shared his excitement for his new role, noting how Monday nights changed my life. Let's see how I do on Saturdays. Weronika Słowikowska, an actress and comedian of Polish immigrant descent from Ontario, Canada, brings a diverse background to the cast. She co-founded the Toronto musical comedy troupe My Chemical Bromance and has appeared in What We Do in the Shadows and the teen comedy series Davy and Jonesy's Locker. Słowikowska also plays Kelly in the Netflix series Tires, created by and starring Shane Gillies, who was previously fired from SNL. Her sketch comedy content on TikTok and Instagram, where she has over 1 million followers, has garnered significant attention. She described her SNL casting as a dream come true. The departures announced include Michael Longfellow, Devon Walker, and Emil Wackham, with reports also indicating that Heidi Gardner, a long-serving cast member, will not be returning. SNL creator Lorne Michaels had previously teased a significant shakeup following the show's 50th anniversary, and this announcement confirms a substantial shift in the cast dynamics for the upcoming season. And that wraps up our deep dives into the latest SNL news. But the conversation doesn't end here. We've got a rapid-fire recap of all the top stories coming up right after this. What a show! We covered a hometown hero making it big on SNL, debated the future of a controversial new cast member, heard candid thoughts from a departing star about the show's environment, and broke down the official cast additions. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to the Beyonce Beat for all your trending news, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments which story you're most excited about, and follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected. We'll see you next time.